Kang the Conqueror is one of the stronger characters added to Marvel Strike Force in a long time. So what you need to do to prepare for his event tomorrow to get you some shards for Kang the Conqueror. Well, we're talking about what you need to do to prepare for that event and what you need to do during the event to get the maximum amount of shards for this strong character. And it is Wednesday, but because of some delays, we have not answered all the questions for the Monday mailbag. So we're doing the special Wednesday edition of the Monday mailbag. Answer all of your questions from Discord. And if you're ready for all of that, Valley Club, then you know what to do. Find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, Valley Maniacs. I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I hope you're having a great day. In this video, we are talking about all about Kang the Conqueror's event that is coming tomorrow in Marvel Strike Force. What you need to get ready for it, what you need to do during the event to make sure that you have the maximum amount of Kang shards possible. And it is Monday, or it is not Monday, it is a Wednesday, but we're answering all your questions from the Monday mailbag in this video. But before we do all that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. There's at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel for all your latest tips, tricks, gameplay, everything to help your Marvel Strike Force experience. But before we get into all that, I do want to address this because you guys may be wondering what the heck happened. Well, this past weekend I was in Colorado with my family. We went on vacation. They went skiing. I went snowboarding. We had a great trip. But as we were coming back home, we were driving back down the mountain, started to feel a little lightheaded and fainted. I passed out. Didn't know what happened. I was like, oh man, I'm feeling a little lightheaded. Let me go to this wall, lean over here. That way if I need to hold on to something, I go to hold on. Well, the next thing I know, I'm on the ground. I'm getting up and everybody's around me. I'm like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, what happened? And I see all this blood and I was like, oh shoot, what happened here? And my tooth was chipped and everything like that. So that is what happened. I'm okay. The tooth is chipped and everything like that, but I'm fine. I just look real weird. So that is what this is all about. That is why we were streaming yesterday. That is why we didn't have a live video yesterday about Kang the Conqueror. We had some Cosmic Crucible replays, which are very fun. So if you want to check those out, the video from yesterday, check out that. But without further ado, let's talk about this Kang event to get ready for Kang the Conqueror. All right, so this was from the blog post on Friday. His event is coming tomorrow, February 23rd at 1 p.m. It is a 7-day event, and you can earn these Conqueror Orb fragments from the Multiverse Master Milestone, Web Milestone, and Blitz Battle Wins. Now, that is a big X factor here because we don't know how many shards of these orbs that you're getting, these orb fragments you're getting per Blitz win. So this is a little up in the air right now, but you're also gonna get points for these milestones by battling with the Masters of Evil and Cosmic Crucible. And if you have them geared up, you're getting more and more points. And obviously, the more you have unlocked, the more points you're getting. Hopefully, we can unlock Kang if you did not purchase the offer before the next Cosmic Crucible starts, which should be on I guess the Monday, depending which time zone you are. And for me, it starts later in the Monday afternoon. So hopefully, if you don't have Kang unlocked, you didn't buy this offer, hopefully you could get him unlocked before the Cosmic Crucible goes live, so you get even more points there. And you can also spend some power cores, and each orb contains shards for Kang the Conqueror, gold, training orbs, and some stat catalyst parts. So let's go take a look at the stats here. So the first one we want to look at is the Conqueror Orb fragments from the Web Milestones. Now these Web Milestones, they look tough to complete them all, but if you're just looking for these smartphones and just looking for the Conqueror Orbs down here at Milestone 15, these are gonna run for 7 days. These are only 1 day. So you're gonna need to spend this much campaign energy in 1 day. So save all your refreshes, save everything at reset tomorrow until this event goes live. You're gonna need to spend 1,180 campaign energy per day in order to get 2,000 fragments of this Conqueror Orb. So one orb, you need to spend a little bit over 1,000 or a little bit over 1,100 energy per day. That's gonna get your smartphones, that's gonna get all this other stuff. I wouldn't be shooting for doing these 2,700s, and maybe not on a daily basis. maybe every other day or so. But yeah, I think it's pretty unrealistic unless you're someone that is already spending a lot of money, spending a lot of power cores on these campaign refreshes to shoot for this one. But I think this one is pretty realistic, and you can get pretty close to that with just spending your 50 core refreshes. If you're looking at these campaign refreshes, so for campaign energy, you're getting 12 every hour. So that's 288 per day just from your normal energy. You're getting 200 free energy. That's from those 3 refreshes, the 80 each. It happens 3 times a day. And if you're doing those 50 core refreshes, the 4 of them, that's spending 200 power cores, which is also giving you points towards the milestone, but it's also giving you 480 extra energy. And if you're having that web milestone energy, that is going to be 100 extra. Plus, we're getting some extra energy that I'm not calculating in this for the level 95 level cap increase. But if we just did the 100 refreshes, the 100 from the web store, those 50 core refreshes and everything else that we're getting for free, that is 1,108. So very, very close to this, but they are giving us some other energy as well. So with all of that, let's do the calculations right now. So the Conquer Orb Fragments, the web milestones, 2,000 a day. So if you're getting to that milestone 15, that should be 14,000 orb fragments within 7 days. Now, the other thing that you could get in this milestone is you could get points by spending power cores. Now, if you're spending those 200 power cores per day for energy, that is 1,000 points per day in the event. And through the event, that is going to be 7,000 points. Now, obviously, if you're spending more than that, you're getting more points. But just spending that, you're getting 7,000 points for this event. And if we go back here, also look that we're getting points for Crucible battles, and you're getting even more points with the Masters of Evil characters. So the big thing here is if you have 4 Masters of Evil characters, because of the point limits that they have on here, what you could get through the event, through these Crucible battles, the most you could get on this is 2,400 points. If you have to get gear 15 through this event, you could get an additional 4,800 points. Now, if you have them in gear 16, even more, gear 17, even more. But I'm thinking this is a pretty realistic level for longer time players if you have them unlocked. And if you do all that stuff, you're going to get 7,200 points. So that is where you're going to get with these Crucible battles. You may get less if you don't have them geared. You may get more if you have more gear in them, or maybe get less if you don't have them as aerial characters. But that is what we use for the calculations for this video. So if you add up what you get for the Conquer Orb Fragments for web milestones, the power core spending, and Crucible battles, just that stuff without blitzing at all, that should get you to 28,200 points. And where that will get you, that should get you to a little bit past milestone 16 here. That should get you some of these smartphones, but obviously we want to get all the way down here to milestone 75, because that is where you're going to get this killer leather jacket. And then if we go down even more, milestone 26, 81,000 points, you're getting some gold promo credits as well. But this is the big thing that you want to get to, these points here and all these Kang shards. If we look at the what we get rewards wise, there's no Kang shards below this killer leather jacket. So this is the big one you want to point for, 75,000 points. And if we look at the difference, you're going to need 46,800 points difference with blitzing. So hopefully it's a realistic amount that we get per blitz win, and we won't have to be super grindy. But a lot of times what the devs say is there should be one hard event during these month-long milestones. The rest should be easy. And because Kang is such a good character, I think this is going to be the tough event for us during this season. So this would be hopefully you do lucky, hopefully you do well, and are able to get as much shards on Kang as possible. And hopefully you get a lot of blitz wins, or a lot of those Conquer Orb per blitz wins, so you don't have to blitz too much. But that is it. You're gonna need to blitz. It is a 7-day event, and hopefully get as much shards for Kang as possible. The good thing though is it looks like you're getting points per blitz win. So if you want to grind out and get more of these fragments, you can, and that is a good thing, and you can keep going towards these milestones as well. But if you don't want to, and you just want to get that killer leather jacket, then just get to those 75,000 points. But that is it for this Kang event, guys. Good luck with it. There's a lot that we don't know right now, but I'm thinking that server reset today, we'll find out a little bit more information. The big X factor though is the amount of fragments that we're getting per blitz win. We don't know that exact yet, and it has been asked in the Envoy chat several times. Have not given us the number on purpose though. So that is it. Let's go to your questions from the mailbag. Hey, ValleyFlyin, have a couple ISO 8 bottlenecks and other bottlenecks questions. My bottleneck I found recently is a Blaster Blue ISO, because both Gambit and Phantom X and Sunfire have the same blue ISO bottleneck. Why is Go Believe Blaster ISO Blue for 3 tunes for Unlimited X-Men? Anyway, when are they gonna loosen the ISO Blue bottleneck? Personally, I don't have that bottleneck. I think just because I've been playing a long time, I have a pretty big stockpile of those ISO 8 blue level 3 and below. I think sometimes with these newer characters, I have more of a struggle getting all that green ISO 8 on them than up to level 3 blues. So I don't know if this is just me or like I have a large stockpile of this is normal, but if we go into the blaster, we see these blaster orbs here, and I have a bunch of currency here. So a lot of times when I'm looking for that ISO 8 blue, I'm just opening a bunch of these, getting the ions that I need. This is actually more of a bottleneck for me for most of the characters, these ions here that we need, than the actual blue. But yeah, it hasn't been too much a bottleneck for me. For me, it's been more the ISO 8 4 ions that I need, and sometimes it's even the green that I'm running out. So hopefully that bottleneck clears up for you soon, my brother. I'm actually getting more of the bottlenecks, like I said, with those ISO 8 level 4 ions, and with a lot of these mini uniques like the astral energy that Sunfire and Psylocke takes, or the gamma radiation that a lot of the gamma team takes. So I would want them to ease up on those bottlenecks as well. So hopefully it eases up for you and the rest of the community, because a big sticking point for Apocalypse. All right, so, hey Valley, why don't the red dots appear for the last 2 energy refreshes on the objective button when the web milestones have a red dot, and yet they claim these defects are deliberately planned? I've experienced some of those red dots, and I'm looking at the thing, I'm like, there's nothing here. I'm thinking those are a bug. I don't think they're deliberately planned. From the conversations that I've seen with Ty J and Pimtoxy, who were in charge of MSF.GG, I'm not sure how involved they are with MarvelStrikeForce.com. They are doing their best to really try to work out these bugs and these errors. I think what you're experiencing, because I experienced the same thing around the time that this question was answered, a lot of these red dots were bugs. I don't see as many of them nowadays, so hopefully the timing of this question, it's all solved for you, my brother. All right, hello, thanks for answering these questions, really appreciate it. Hey, I really appreciate you, hello there, for leaving these questions, and everybody else that leaves a question, thank you for leaving a question. All right, would you kindly make a request for all of us to make a claim all one for each milestone page? Oh yeah, that would be nice, especially some of these Blitz milestones. We go to Blitz, I would rather have a claim all button for those milestones like you're talking about, for some of these long list of milestones than our mail. But we have one for the mail, but this would be a lot better. Less tapping and actually more playing the game. Yeah, it does. The server still have to tap the same claim button like 4 times. That is not good. Question, I noticed Scopely let us play with a full Master of Evil team with ISO 8 classes already assigned. Ultron as Fortifier, Moonstone as Titania as Striker, Absorbing Man, Healer, Kang, Raider. Do you agree with these classes? And would it be wise to follow Scopely's lead on these ISO 8 classes? I would not. I don't have those ISO 8 classes on them. Fortifier is not a great ISO 8 class. I think the only benefit it gives you is some of those room bonuses in Cosmic Crucible right now, but it's not a great class. For Ultron, what I would use is Striker. He was a good Striker back in the day. His kit hasn't changed significantly. I think he's still the Striker on the team. Moonstone is not released yet, but I think she is also gonna be a Striker. Titania, right now I have Skirmisher on her because that focus, she's very low build, so that focus and landing her ability block is a little more important to me. But once she is fully built, I think Titania should be a Raider as well. Same thing with Absorbing Man. Once he's fully built, he should not be a healer. He should be a Raider. And Kang the Conqueror, we got a couple options for him. I think the leading ISO 8 class for the community is that Striker class, but Raider wouldn't be a bad one either, just because it's going to give him 100% crit rate. So that is what I would go with. Titania, Absorbing Man, Raider, and then Striker for Ultron and Kang, and Striker for Moonstone when she finally comes to the game. But yeah, you might be using Skirmisher for Titania, and you may want that extra crit all the way up to 100% for Kang the Conqueror with that Raider class. But I think Striker is going to be the best for them long term. All right. Hey, ValleyFlyin, normally I love your positivity, but I do think we need a bit of rage. Scopely changed the most friendly release method into whale bait. Are you talking the event campaigns? Because I don't remember one of those for a while. I thought they just removed those, not even changing them. Is it? It is seriously not bad enough that whales wind light free-to-play players from 5 to 4 to 3-star tunes on release. At this point, they might as well change the name of every event to Wallet Wars right now. It is pretty ridiculous how a lot of these events are based on spending and not really playing the game, but that's how they wanted you to do their business. It's not making me spend more money if it's giving you any consolation. I think it's a bad strategy, and I'm actually spending less with their strategy. I spend a lot more when they were giving more stuff away and less of these milestones tied to spending. It's made me spend less. This every dang time you think Scopely can't get any lower, CSR Brian says, hold my beer. Now, I do not like the change. I think that's a big change that they made, but it's not a recent change as far as the amount of shards that we get per character. That's something that they've done a lot in 2022. And it's kind of trickled over into 2023. Before 2022, a lot of the free-to-play releases were, like you said, 4 stars, 5 stars. You can get that. Since then, if you get really lucky and grind, you might get a 4-star, but a lot of them, they're in 3-star unlocks. And for me, I've just been like, that's kind of how the game has changed. The milestones have changed. The number of shards we're getting per character has changed. Some of the events are better than others, but the amount of shards we're getting, especially with these character releases, are a lot worse. The other thing that we are getting, though, that we did not get in the past, if you look at a lot of the events now, if you look at the current event, we're getting some Absorbing Man shards, some Titania shards, some other shards that we did not previously get. We just had their event, get them up to 4 or 5 stars, and then we wouldn't see them till they were farmable. So it's a little different. I mean, even my Valkyrie, I've got her to 7 stars before she was farmable, just from all the events and things that were running. I know she was a very, very friendly release, if I'm remembering that correctly, but a lot of these characters, we are able to get more and more shards on them, even before they're free to play and even after their event. So it sucks, but the way I interpreted this, just kind of the change of how they are doing business. And they've been doing business for, the same way pretty much for 3 years now. And last year in their 4th year, they changed things up a little bit. It would have been nice to have an announcement on that, but I just think that it's kind of a change for them. The Kang event sucks though. It's kind of a reward for players that spend, but the good thing is it's not tied to the unlock of Kang. So his event that you get more gear that's going on right now, the good thing is you can still unlock Kang through his event that is starting tomorrow, so it's not tied to those 2 things. All right. Hey, Valley, when is Scopely going to fix Red Hulk's ult? It literally causes all animations to stop. I've hit auto and hope my team survives after the ult, especially in War Saga. It's frustrating. It sounds like it's a bug. It doesn't sound like it's something going on with the actual ult. The big question with the ult is they changed the order of operations. The devs did say that it's working correctly. I wanted them to push out a statement on how it's actually supposed to be working, but they haven't done that yet. I wanted that last week. But they said the ult, the order of operations, removing the revive once first and then doing the attack is how it's supposed to be working. It didn't work like that previously, but that is how it's working now. And there's some other weird things that are going on with evades and things like that, and the revive ones can be resisted. But I think that's how it's supposed to be working. Now, as far as what your experience, all the animations to stop, I did experience that, not with the Red Hulk ult, but several months back, where the game would just go into sort of like a maintenance mode, and every time I press a button, I'd see no animations, but all the damage would be gone. That's what sounds like it's happening here, and that's definitely a bug. I would write into customer service, maybe if you could record that section. Once it starts doing that, hit the record on your phone, send that to customer service, say, hey, what is going on with this? If it is something that's more widespread, hopefully they could get a fix out and fix a lot of the affected players. If it's something going on in your device, hopefully they could compensate you and make you whole. All right, hey, Valley, do you think I should invest in Rebirth? Since I'm still doing June 2.0, I was doing 3.4, but move alliances, and I have a 1 million web warriors, and I have my Rebirth at gear 14, but ISO 8, green level 4. All right, so you probably would be able to auto with your Rebirth right there. You don't have to build your web warriors or your Rebirth. If you're doing Doom 2.0, you probably could auto or fully sim with either of those. So I don't know if you need to invest in them. I think down the road you will need to invest, but if you move back to Doom 2.0, and it may be a while before that alliance is back up to 3.4, 3.5. I'm thinking 4.0, whenever that is released, is when you're gonna need Rebirth, but I think you're good where you're at, brother. You should spend on other things right now. Other thing you said, I just finished my Death Seed, have every raid team up and running. Also wondering if I should spend the arena credits for Deathlock in the arena orb since I'm Matt. 111 out of 130 and have a 5 red on him, yeah, I would spend it at that point. If the arena orbs are pretty crappy, but if you're so close to the next star level, like you are, you're less than 20 shards away, I would open them. Get the next star level, and then just hold off on that point. To get, after you get to that 130, to get 200 more will be pretty grindy. So I would hold off at that point, but I would definitely get to the next star level, that 5-star on him, especially because you got that 5 red. And as far as who you should build, since you have all your raid teams built, you probably don't need to invest in the raids too much. If you got your arena teams built and you're solid with that, you probably don't need that. So at that point, you could go back and you could build Rebirth if you want, if you have some other use for them. I think the big hot ticket item right now is to spend your resources in Masters of Evil, because Cosmic Crucible is a very, very good game mode in terms of rewards. So that would probably be where I would invest my resources. Finish up your Deathlock, but raids I think are solved, especially if you're going back down to Doom 2.0. So raids, I don't think you don't need to build teams for that for a while, but if they're also going to give you benefit in War or Crucible or any other game mode that you really like, then I would start to build them up. Hey, Valley, greetings from Singapore. There's no campaign release this month for new tunes. Yeah, that is correct, unfortunately. It is my favorite event in terms of character release, not only because the number of shards we get, but also the storylines of the campaign, adding more depth to the tunes we are unlocking. Is it an oversight by Scopely not having a campaign release this month, or are they no longer going to have campaign releases for tune? I don't think it's oversight, and I don't think they've said that they're stopping that. I know that it's not an oversight because they did say it's not planned on purpose, but I'm not sure what they're doing going forward. So it's hard to say at this point what they plan to do in the future. But yeah, it's not an oversight not having it, at least for February. Hopefully it returns in March, because I enjoy those events too. I think the majority of the community enjoy those events. If so, do you know why they decided on it? My guess on the why was money. A while ago, they started making these changes and started mainly focusing on the high spending whales and kind of saying, screw the free to play players. And they're actually giving more stuff, but it's not as much. It doesn't feel good when it's tied to these web milestones that are paid to that. And I think they've dug themselves into a hole right now that they have to keep upping the prices, keep relying on the whale to pay the bills, because their strategy hasn't appealed to the general audience out there. So that's why I think they decided on that. They want to sell more and not give as much stuff away because of the direction that they changed. Seems like a step backwards in terms of fun, and the release method seems to be rather also, the release method seems to be rather positive community. Yeah, I agree, but that's probably why they're changing it. Doesn't seem too logical that they decided to cancel the campaign release. Again, this just for this month, as far as hopefully just for this month. If they are gonna cancel the campaign release, I'm just not gonna get Apocalypse to be done with this game after playing it for 5 years. So I don't know. They try things. Sometimes a lot of times actually they miss the mark on those things, but a lot of times when they do miss the mark, they don't really bring them back. Like the Gambit raids. There's a lot of things I liked about the Gambit raids. I wanted them to retune it and bring it back, but they brought it back. That was when they brought it, introduced it to the game, there was so much backlash about it, about all the things wrong. It never really focused on the things that they did right with those Gambit raids and brought it back. So that was unfortunate, but they do have a bunch of missteps there. Who's your 5th pick for the Masters of Evil? I guess I would pick Dormammu by default. I used them the first time in Crucible today, and what I did was I took out Absorbing Man, used the Eternals, Ultron, Kang, and Titania, and they took out a Tangled Web team. So I guess until Titania is here, probably Dormammu, but I guess it would depend on the team that you're trying to face. I guess whoever would benefit you the most is who you should use as that 5th. It's not a very solid. I guess Dormammu. And if you're taking out 2 of them, then use the Eternals. But it would depend on what team you're fighting. Hey, ValleyFlyin, it's been too long. Missed you, pal. Hope you're recovered from injury. I'm recovered. I don't feel good. I mean, I don't feel bad, but it just looked funny. And I got a chipped tooth. I don't know if you can see that. But other than that, the chipped tooth we'll have to do something about, but all this stuff will heal. How strong do you think Quicksilver will be? Will replace Emma Frost? So the way they've been building up Quicksilver, every time they talk about Masters of Evil, they talk about Crucible, they talk about Quicksilver. The way they introduce him in that blog post makes him seem like he's going to be very strong, but I'm not sure if he's going to be a one-to-one replacement for Emma Frost. Emma Frost is more of a controller. And Quicksilver could be anything, honestly. They could give Quicksilver whatever flavor they want to fill in this game. I'm saying him as a brawler though. I don't know if that's where their heads are at, but I'm thinking he's a brawler whereas Emma Frost is more of a controller. So I don't think he's going to be a one-to-one replacement. I think they're going to do some different things, although his speed manipulation might replace Emma as far as what she does, as far as the speed manipulation from her passive. So we will see. We need to see his kit before we decide if he's going to be a replacement or not. He's obviously going to be a good character for all his buildup, but what role he's going to fill, not sure. Let me know your guesses in the comments though. What role do you think Quicksilver is going to fill in Marvel Strike Force? Hey Valley, have you heard anything going on with the Teal War Orbs? They are long overdue. Oh yeah, they were long overdue last year and we still don't have them. They mentioned a blog post how they're coming. We still don't have them. I guess we're going to get them when Icarus becomes farmable, because that was supposed to be soon last year as well. Sucks that we don't have those things, but maybe after Apocalypse, maybe they'll start to ease up the purse strings on the Teal gear after Apocalypse get released, or at least I hope they do. Hey Valley, greetings from Singapore. Not sure if this will make it this week or the next week. Mailbag, we made all of them in, my brother. That's just because of what's been going on here. But sorry if it is this week, as I've already asked a question. Hey, no worries, brother. Ask your questions away. I want to answer them. So if you have a question, ask them in the comments. And if you have a question on YouTube, make sure you go to Discord to ask it on there, and it will be featured in one of these videos. Are the devs aware that a new difficulty alpha Greek raid is missing? Is it an oversight by them, or getting a higher difficulty for the gamma? I think it is coming, but it is not an oversight. They said when it was asked in the Envoy chat, they did say that the alpha, beta were not getting stuff because it was planned. And I guess that's pretty scummy, because the alpha raids, beta raids, you don't have to gear up anybody. You probably already have those characters geared up and you're just getting more rewards. Whereas the gamma raids, they're a little different. Most people didn't have the crappy PIM build up. Most people didn't have those heroes for hire all the way gear 16, or the Kree, or maybe the Wakandans, but not a lot of those crappy teams. So I think it is very strange that they upgrade the gamma rewards and they don't do the other two. It's pretty trashy. Seems right counterintuitive to them to make higher difficulty only the hardest Greek raid and not the easier ones. Yeah, unless they're super greedy, which we know that Scopely is based on their history in Marvel Strike Force and all the other games that they run. Maybe one of the greediest dev companies out there. But the good thing is that we got more rewards for the gammas. Hopefully we get the alphas and the betas soon. I do think they're coming. They're not here now, obviously. I suspect it has to do with the Ant-Man and Wasp campaign. My theory is that they needed to make room for those, so they replaced a new character campaign event with them. Pretty confident we get one next patch, as if it's kind of tied to around the anniversary celebration or release of Quantumania, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in my opinion, but I do they could have handled it better. It was not great the way they were doing the gamma raids. Maybe we were supposed to get them all later. The gamma came early because of the Quantumania movie. To me, that would make more sense rather than being scummy. But I don't know. I think there's both ends of the spectrum working at Scopely and Boundless. Hey Valley, I've come to a shocking realization that I am not super happy with it. The next patch is in the middle of March. That could only be one thing. Moonstone must be the next monthly character. Not happy for two reasons. One, that's two Masters of Evil at the monthly milestones, which just seems kind of weird and wrong. The second is that Moonstone is the character I've been waiting for, and for her to be in the month-long event is a slap in the face, because I was planning on grinding extra hard for whatever event it was. Do you think I should try and grind extra hard on whatever skulls I have planned for next month, or considering a buy an offer early for an easier unlock? Hey, no worries about taking up the room, brother. That's a weird one. So if we look at the timing, it does look like we're in the 22nd right now. That means that we get an offer for a Moonstone maybe Friday. I mean, we could even get it up to Tuesday, which is before the month ends. Then they may start the next month-long milestone, because they don't start these right on the first, right? They start these a lot of times on the second or third. We could get an offer for Moonstone on the second, and they start on the first, and they start the milestones on the second. Yeah, but it is looking, unfortunately, timing-wise, that she is the next month-long milestone, which means that that's two of these characters. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully you're wrong. But the timing of it seems that you're right, brother. So hopefully they give more shards. Hopefully they do some things like they do with the Titania, giving more shards to different events during the month-long milestone event. But it is not good. But I think she's going to be the month-long milestone event next month, just because we don't have any word of who the next characters are coming in. Not an official word anyway. But that is it, guys. Hopefully you do good with Kang. He does seem to be a very, very important character. Hopefully you can still navigate through some of the changes that Scopely is making to their game, that some not for the better. But that is it, guys. If you want to continue to enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button so you know as soon as a new video goes up. Check me out on social media for some of the other stuff that I do, including Marvel Snap, which I have another channel, the Valley Snap channel. The link is going to be down below. So if you're into Marvel Snap, check that channel out as well, because we got some cool new updates in that. And check out some of the other videos on this channel if you are just into Marvel Strike Force, because we cover Marvel Strike Force on this channel. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys next time. We should have a news video up, and hopefully this heals very soon. Thanks, guys. I will see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out. Have a great day, guys.